What's up, gamers? Welcome in. How's everybody doing? I get started in just a minute. We are gonna work on getting this update out today. Still quite a few things I need to check on and make sure they're all good to go, but hopefully we'll be ready to go. Dead the game. So no time to waste. Let's get started. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of do a big pass through everything. I might go ahead and reset my data too and just make sure all the upgrades and everything are working, since I did make some changes last night. Yo, Nick, what's up? Welcome in. How's it going? Okay, here we are. You might also notice a new little friend here. I added him in. He seems to have gotten louder than I expected. I'll have to turn him down. I think I turned up his step sound, but now it's too loud. Let's set it to -15. That should be fine. Sounds like you need sleep like I do. Yeah. That's how it goes. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. But, oh well. It was me for real right now. But yeah, I added in a puppy because that was a common complaint. Which is that there was a puppy's upgrade and then you didn't get a puppy. So, now you do actually get one. And you can pet him. And he just runs around. He just runs around and he's a little goofy guy. I also... excuse me. We got the whale shark in the game now. They're pretty big. They barely fit in the tank, but it's fine. Yeah, those guys are chilling in there. Pretty epic. I feel like the fish in the large tank like don't go to the edges, you know what I mean? It's a little strange. So I'm gonna have to probably adjust that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they don't go right up to the edge. Sometimes they do, like this guy pretty much did. But these guys in here, it seems like they never go up to the edge, like ever. You know, you can see I'm refreshing it and they're just not. So it makes me think that there's a... I actually have their limits defined in here. So where do I say limit min and max? Yeah, so I have that equal to this rectangle, this color rect, and I think that's why it's not working. So I think that's inside of world. Right in here, and then there's this color rect. Okay, and this defines the area they can travel in. So, do I set that size or anything? Because this should be just set to the size of the world, which is 310 by 162. That's a little... Oh, that's the world. Yeah, 207 by 97, which is the world size. So if we go in global and look at, like, small tank data. Right here, world size. So I should just set it to that on these tank fish instead for these limits, instead of doing it this way. Because it's sort of stupid. So instead we're just going to do this. I need to know what the tank is that we're in. Might be a little bit of a problem. So Robert on a whim, welcome in. How's it going? Does tank object have... Yeah, we have tank ID, so that should be okay. So I can go ahead and check if global.is tank big. Else. Then now we can set our limits. So this is set to the global position of this, though. Right, so this is a little funny because it means it's going to be... So we'll have to set these properly. Well, that's basically what the cursor limit is and stuff, so... Probably just use those if I'm being real. So we're going to say... global.big large tank data. Cursor limit minimum. And then we'll do the same thing here with the cursor limit maximum. And that should be better then. Let's just do the same thing in here, but now for the small tank. There we go. Oh, 15 consecutive streams. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. Alright, so they should now be able to swim to the edges, hopefully. Let's go try it out. Now we wait. Okay, let's see. And everything is broken. Now I realize because I didn't set anything right. Because this has to be... Well, it is negative. Do I have like a position set on the world? That would be why. So I have to say world position. So can I just say that? Let's try it. Holy crap. I have to do this. / world. Oh, well, actually... No, I just want to say get parent. Because it's going to be parented to the world. Don't need no rectangle anymore. So I have to say world.global position plus that. I think. Hopefully. There we go. So yeah, now their limits are all good. Though their bottom limit's a little funky, so I think I'm gonna have to actually create a new limit specifically for fish instead of tanks. But you can see these guys can finally go to the edges now, which is good. So it's close there. The large one doesn't need much adjusting. So let's change this to fish limit minimum. It's gonna be almost the same as this. And then the maximum. We'll keep irrelevant questions to minimum so you can get some work done. That's all good, don't worry. But how's the new AC performing? It's working really well. It definitely cools down my whole room and stuff, which is great. So, yeah, I think it's a good purchase. I guess the thing is going to see, like, you know, how long will it last? Hopefully it'll, you know, last a while and doesn't break. But yeah, so far so good. I need to kind of create a better solution for the ceiling on my window because I have an enormous window. So I'm gonna need to, I think, create like a little custom wood insert or something like that, just so I can fit it in better or like get a better seal on the window. It's not like a huge deal right now, but I mean, I'm still able to seal it enough. It is like 96 or something outside right now, so... And it's working. Like, my room is cold, so... clearly the seal is not like a major problem right now, but... You know, it's one of those things I would like to fix, though. Okay. And how do I know if it's in crawl mode? Because I do that here, I'm pretty sure. I just say limit minimum minus 32 or whatever. Okay, that's probably okay. So welcome in, Fencer. How's it going? Science wing looks cool. Thank you, yeah. I'll show that off. I added a bunch of furniture and stuff over here just to fill it out more. Then we got the door. So yeah, I think it's all good to go for now. You know, I could add more stuff in here, but feature creep. I got to focus on the important things because we don't have much time. There's a little funny thing that can happen where you can just take a researcher and just put them here. And then their navigation just completely breaks. They're just like, they don't know what to do anymore. It's not like a huge problem, but it's just a little funny where it's like, oh, that's strange. Yeah. Also, Il Paper Astro, I said it right. Welcome in. How's it going? Oh, it's good. It's going good. We're just working on more stuff. Oh yeah, I also added this little furniture pieces over here to the desk. Now the Fishpedia, if you research it in here, it appears on the desk. Oh, and to anybody that didn't see before, you now get a puppy when you get the puppies upgrade, and you can pet the puppy. Because if I added in a puppy and you couldn't pet him, then I think I'd be in big trouble. I think I'd get negative reviews. It's like, literally, I probably would. It's not even a joke. So I had to add this in. But yeah, he's chilling. Yeah, make sure you clean the filter every now and then. Yeah, I think you just like spray it off. Yeah, it should be pretty accessible. I think it's just like on the back. I think there's like a little panel I slide out. I got in there before. It was pretty easy to get. So yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah, it's been good. I think, I mean, of course the AC was expensive, but it's worth it. I can't get anything done when I'm sitting here baking in my room at 100 degrees. So, you know, it's kind of like a necessary expense. I gotta put my eye drops on. My eyes have been very irritated. Probably from all the fireworks smoke. There's a lot of smoke from the fireworks. It's kind of wild that we just like put bombs in the air and explode them, you know? It's kind of wacky. Anyways, let's check on this. So the limit there is still way too forgiving. Gotta fix that one. How's this one now? I'm not seeing anybody go a little bit too far. So let's fix that guy. Let's go like much less on the small tank. And then the large tank, let's go down to 48. See if that works. And let's test it out. What needs to be done before release? I just want to like run through and check everything, make sure nothing's super broken. Everything seems fine. I don't think I've accidentally left in any, you know, messed up code or anything. Do all this stuff, my list. I don't know how much of this stuff we're gonna get done. I did get the coral reef done. 4 zones, looking back, is a lot. I think I mentioned that as we were working on this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get 4 of these done, but I'll probably be able to get a second one done. I would love to do the deep sea one, but we'll see. I mean, we did do more research in Ascension. I'd like to do even more, but it's always, you know, difficult. Let's go check this out now. They are still going way too low. Are they even using the limit? Like, these guys are still way too low too. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're not working. Let's figure out what's going on here. Fish limit minimum and maximum. Should be okay. That's just what they use for, they use admin. Oh. Just seems wrong. Like, this value is getting pretty small. Okay, well, let's just change it to something super tiny and see if it works. Right? I just want to make sure it's actually doing something. I've been playing the playtest for a while. I'm going to make another bug report soon. Epic. Update is today. And we'll do another update. Oh, yeah, hold on. We'll do another update before the 1.0 launch, which is in... Okay, so clearly they're not using my limits that I'm setting up here because they're still below the world. So why are they not using it? It's a little weird. I mean, I get them set up here. It's really weird. I don't have default limits set. I mean, let's like print out what limit min is. It should be set to something. Is it because the initial position they spawn in? Maybe that's what's happening. Also, just some lags. Thank you for the follow. I think I'm not using the same code for their initial spawn position. I think that's why it's not working. So let's just go fix that. That should be inside of the tank menu in the script where I add the fish in. Because I bet if we just like wait, they're gonna pathfind to the center here. Seems like they're still kind of able to pathfind down low though. I mean, you can see it did set the limits. This is strange. Do I do something where the tank fish, like they leave it hydrate? So I call super to get the limit. And then I add some stuff or subtract it, you know, just to make sure that they're not going to collide in with their sprite. But it still doesn't seem to work. And then I do clamp their position to limit min and max. So it shouldn't ever be possible for them to leave their limits. Maybe these values are larger than I think they should be. Like maybe they should actually be this divided by 2. I don't know. Oh, that's the cursor limit. Oopsies. Because I do say minus that plus that. I mean, they're already half of what our world size is. So it should be fine. It's like the same code as our decoration limits. So I don't know why it's being so odd. Let's just try it, I guess. Then the update is going to come out when I'm sleeping. Yeah. It's all good. You can play in the morning. Okay, so clearly the limits are working. Because now when I divide it by 2, it gets really tiny. So, okay, I guess it's just I need to go even more. I don't know why I need to put it so small for the minimum. But, okay. Now, if I'm saying minus... No, I'm saying plus. So, if, like, maximum position is 0 plus a minus value, then it should go up. It's confusing. Right? So, let's figure this out. So our position, let's say, is 100, 100. On the minimum side, I say plus minus 100, so that makes it 0. The minimum is the vertical. That's why I'm not seeing a change. I'm just stupid. Okay. So we don't want to change the vertical. We want to change the maximum limit, because it's the maximum in terms of, yeah, just a Y value. All right, so let's set this to like 40 there and 42 over there or something. And hopefully that'll fix it. Let's see what happens. I think also before we export, there's a, like apparently I think there's a new Godot Steam update or something. Let's go see what's going on here. It's too hot. Alexa, fan on. Okay. Yeah, 4.20. I don't know what's in 4.20, but let's go see. Okay, whole bunch of things. App type toggle, very cool. Yeah, you can swap between like what type your project is now. Right there, various app fields and stuff. I'm excited for that. Update process to convert old project settings to the new format. Ooh. New tutorial links to in-editor docs. Okay. All good stuff. What version am I on now? I don't actually know. Let me go check. Or I thought it was just like something, I might just need to get the new export things. Doesn't show what version I'm on here. And it doesn't really show here. So yeah, I don't know what version I'm on, but oh well. There we go. Now they are behaving and they're not going too low. That guy went a little bit too low, but he's a funny guy. Let's just increase the limit ever so slightly more. So let's go to 38. Should be plenty. And then I didn't check the large tank, but since that one's 38, I think 40 should be fine over there. Let's go try it out. Something I also need to fix is the substrates and backgrounds for the large tank because they're not all fixed right now. It's not a major issue, it's just a visual thing, but... Alright, those are looking good. And then the big tank. It's actually too much on the big tank, I think. So what's the normal world limit there? 60. So honestly, we can probably go like 54 or something, because there's only a small stripe at the bottom there where the fish aren't allowed to go. Okay. Is there anything else we need to tackle? I'm just trying to think. I'm racking my brain. I got rid of all the playtests and the wishlist button. I actually sent in the build for review, but it got banned. Or it got rejected by Steam because I accidentally left in that stuff. So there we go. The only thing I don't like is that sometimes they go really on the edge here. Like this guy's like out of view basically of the tank, which is kind of like I'm gonna decrease their limits just a tiny bit here. Go to like 118. Just to make sure they're not completely outside of the area. And probably raise up the bottom limit just a tiny little bit. Yeah, you always have to have it checked manually whenever you review a build. After that, nobody checks manually anymore, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, whenever you're reviewing your game build, it's very good that Steam does that. Because it just helps identify any issues and stuff. But yeah, I sent one in and they're like, you know, you can't submit a playtest build. Build appears to be the playtest version. It will require the full build. And they say in here, like, why? Launching the title allows the player to see a feedback pop-up thanking them for doing the public playtest and promoting them to fill out a feedback form. They're not allowed to do that, so I just forbore. You're allowed to do it when it's a playtest, but not after the playtest. So, hopefully we should be good to go. I mean, like, the second review typically is much faster. I think we'll have time to get everything reviewed. We got like 2 more weeks, you know, so it's not like we're doing it very last minute. So I'll get this update up tonight, and that's one of the reasons I have to like get it out today, is because I want to give them plenty of time to actually review the build and stuff. So cool. Well, I think we're good to go here. Whale shark. Alrighty. Spunk. One thing people have complained about is that it looks like the fish don't move very much. But really the reason is because when you first go in here, nobody's like set up their timers to navigate yet, right? So I think sort of what I need to do instead is like make it so whenever they're created, they immediately start moving. And I bet there's a way I could do this. So let's stop printing that. Let's think how we could do that. Gotta find target. Because in here I say calculate progress, and we have this value called move progress. So what I could probably do is say like in find target, right? I could probably... I don't know if there's an easy way for me to do this. But in calculate progress... Can I start a tween like halfway through or whatever? I could pass in a... override progress, right? Which is a float. And we can say by default it's equal to 0. And then set that down in here to our current progress on the tween. And I think that would work. And so in ready here, self is silhouette fish. That's on ready there. I don't know why I do that code there. Doesn't matter. I'm thinking here. So where do we calculate this stuff? Is that a tank fish? I guess it's in tank navigator probably. There's like a tween. Tank object. How do I try and get a new position? I guess right there and start new target. But how do I start doing that? Because there I call find target. So it must be inside of the tank menu then. I must call that on the fish. So add child. Well, actually this would be, or I think yeah. So I do it here. I say add fish. Ooh. Okay, sorry, let me see if I'm missing anything. Thinking about adding some sponge upgrades to make it so it cleans more. We could throw that in. I think we would have time. It'd be very easy for me too, because I just have to swap out the mask it uses on the sponge, so maybe. I've never messed with save files before in Godot, but once you add them, which we do have, do they work when you play test the game? It just depends on how you set up your like system. So if you use the same project, like the same user data folder for both versions of your game, then it will indeed work. So for example, inside of here, I just have, I'm using like the default position or whatever for my user folder, wherever that is. It's like one of these settings in here. You can change it to a custom path if you want. But that means the playtest in my full game use the same location, so they're going to try and load the same save file, which they will be able to. So yeah, all the playtest stuff will transfer to the full game. Also, same with the demo. Your demo will transfer over too. It might be a little bit broken if you transfer with the demo, though. Might have to add in some checks for that. We'll see. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Like, where do I even run this code? I'm like... Oh, there it is. Find target. Okay, so I just call find target. And I immediately say find target, don't I? I just went back to there. So I immediately find target on every fish. And I don't wait or anything. That seems strange. I don't... So it's just immediately all the fish move? Like... Well, we're gonna do this now so we can go anywhere between... Like, you'll see fish that are already halfway through their movement when you open the tank. So they should just make it feel like they're actually, like, doing stuff without you in there. Let's go see what it looks like, though. I feel like this is gonna be a little bit broken, though. Some of these guys are wiggling like crazy. Yeah, like what is going on here? Oh, so he thinks that he's moving, but he's not actually moving. Do I just have something wrong? Is there a bug? So I say find target. Okay. Then I go through here. Is it because we're picking a position that can't exist? If not, sprite. So target reach, target position. Distance is global position, distance to target position. Travel time is that. I don't understand what's going on here. So we're going to go from our override progress to 1 and set our speed and do all that stuff, right? So it should be fine. Should be printing. It's very weird. Like you can see a lot of them are moving like they're trying to travel. But they just aren't. So it's honestly pretty weird why they aren't moving anywhere. What's going on? I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. So, is it because our target position is just set to... Well, it should be a random location with their limits. I call super, which in here it gets ran where I set the limits there. So it should be okay. Goal position is a random position, and then I say find target. So I don't get it. Let me make sure that it's actually running in here. It should. It's just very weird. Trying to understand why it doesn't, like, why they don't move. They animate like they're moving, you know? So they think they're moving, but they're just stuck in place for some reason. It's really weird. Okay, so it's getting to that point in the code. Right? Like it's reaching, oh god, it's really laggy. Oh, that's that point. They might not be getting to... Well, it's calling calculate progress, though, so... Seems like it's fine. Ugh. Oh god. Okay, they're definitely getting... I don't understand. You can see, like, all of them process that right when they get created. Okay. So why doesn't it work? We create a tween. We calculate travel time. So distance is our distance to the target position. Okay. Could it be something where, like, whenever I add them in, do I not set their position before? Yeah, how do I set their position? That might be the reason everything's broken. Oh, well, I'm doing that inside of here. I'm setting their position to be random right there. So it's not that. It's just so weird. Trying to figure out why it's broken. I mean, travel time seems to be working okay. So I'm passing in, value becomes our sample. So halfway through, yeah, we're sampling this curve. Is it because our target position is just the same as our global position or something? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and print out distance. See if that shows us anything. And then let's immediately go in here. You can see all these distances. They're normal. What's going on? Let's go ahead and print out our global position. Like, I want to see if it's actually changing. Like, I mean, clearly we can see it is. But then it's, okay, so it's not when they're first spawned in. Also, I'm realizing when you close the tank menu, the fish still stay there. So we might have to change that. Yeah, this is just a weird problem. I don't understand what's going on, to be honest. We call it get peak. And that should be fine. Movement progress, right? Let's also print that one out. See, that like gets calculated dynamically, so you'd think it'd be okay. I love weird bugs. It's very fun. So their move progresses are just stuck. Or they're moving extremely slowly. For some reason. So like, it's like they're trying to move. But it takes time to build up or something. You can see, like, even though he's wiggling like he's full speed, it takes him a really long time before he can actually start moving. Right, like, let's watch this koi, right? So he's going, he's wiggling. And it takes a long time. And then now, just now, he's started moving. Right? So I think the problem is that I'm not setting that move progress value properly. I think that's what's going on here. Even though it should be sampling whatever move progress is here, right? Doesn't seem to matter. It really doesn't make any sense, though, because, yeah, it should be sampling whatever move progress is, right? I think I might have just realized why. Because I set these eases here. So it's just the whole way I do the movement, honestly, is a little broken. Maybe what I need to do is, like, can I, like, set a tween forcibly to, like, be in a certain progress? You know, like, set... Is there a way for me to do that? I don't know. Can I, like, pre-process a tween or something? Because you can pause a tween. Is running, set ease, loops, pause mode, speed scale. I don't think there's a way to, like, do that, so it's a little bit complicated. Hey, welcome in. We're working on my game, Lured In, right now. Just trying to get it so I can make these fish, like, instantly start moving when you open a tank. It's a little bit messed up how it is right now. Did you make it a random variable? No, the way that I guess I do the animation here is I just have it set as a really slow tween with really strong transition like types, so they basically are moving the whole time, but you don't really notice it until they're like approaching their peak, and then they move, and then they stop moving again. So that's why it's like I can't just throw in progress 0.5, because here's basically what it's doing. So let's open up a new little canvas thing here. Wish I could like pin tabs up here. I don't think that's a thing I can do. Anyway, so like this is a graph of our movement. So normally it's really long. It's like this, right? Where there's a big period where they're just not moving and then they move. So if we set like progress to 0.5, the issue is that it's not actually starting in the middle here. What it's doing is that it's like just doing this. Which is not right. It's just like compressing, but it still has the same ramp up. And that's why it looks like they're not doing anything, even though they technically are halfway through their movement or whatever. So so the movement is eased in. Can't you also ease in the animation? Well, that's not the problem here. It already is set up to ease in the animation. The issue is I want to, like, when you open the tank, there to be a chance that you just see a fish instantly, like, halfway through their movement. You know what I mean? So I have to figure out a way that I can, like, I don't know, change the transition type here or something, right? I mean, one option is that if we set it to 0.5, I could change the ease type. Instead of ease in out, I can just do ease out. So they will be immediately moving and then they ease out of it. But that's a whole can of worms, because then like we're gonna have inconsistent travel times and stuff, which is complicated. So I'm really trying to think what to do here. I really wish that there was a function or something I could call in a tween that would let me like jump the position of the tween, right? Because I don't think there is. There's speed scale. So theoretically, I could just set speed scale really high. For like a second. but that's not ideal. There's interpolate value. It's not really what I want. Well, it's not as easy as it sounds. I can try... I mean, I can see what it looks like. I don't think it's going to look very good if I do this, but we'll just say if override progress is greater than 0, then we'll change what the ease mode is. We'll just change this to ease out only. And also, if we do that, we're going to have to divide our travel time by, like, our progress. So I want to say times 1. See, how do I want to do this? So it goes from 0 to 1. So let's say our override is 0. It should just be 1. Yeah, we want to start multiplying that by 0. So we just want to say times 1 minus override progress. So if it's like near 0, the travel time will be really fast. I don't know if this is going to look very good. It's going to be probably pretty janky, but... Oh, no, it's all good. Don't worry. I appreciate the ideas anyways. Let's see if this works. It's probably going to be a little janky. I might just remove this, because I think it... Yeah, see, this is the problem. They get like this burst of speed this way, right? Which looks really weird. Especially for slow-moving species. Like the sponge. He's technically moving a little bit. So it's pretty weird. So I don't think this is really the effect that I want. I don't know. One day I'll probably go through and kind of change the way that they actually swim. Because I think using tweens like this is kind of stupid. I still want to use a tween, but just have more control over the precise moments that they start and stop movement, right? So it would make it way easier to do stuff like this. So they just move so fast. It's like weird. It's because their like speed is like moving... It just doesn't work. Yeah. So I'm just going to get rid of it. And we're just going to ignore that override progress was ever a thing. I mean, is it because... Wait, did I have that not set up properly? Is it just because I didn't have this set to override progress? Let's check. Well, it makes it better. Actually, it does seem to be working okay. Now I just need to make it random which ones actually decide to move. Because right now, all of them are moving at the exact same moment. So instead of that, I want to just say only like half of them, right? Which is instead of tank fish. So I'll say if randi range 0 to 1 is equal to 0, then say override is equal to that. Otherwise, var override is equal to 0. Okay. The fish speeding could be a great April Fool's. Yeah. Be pretty crazy. There we go. So now like half of them are midway through their movement when you open up the tank, which is what I wanted. And you can see now, like, I open the tank and there's guys moving around instantly. Because some people were like, thought that the fish didn't swim or something. Which is not the case, right? They do swim. Just because they didn't immediately see movement, so they're like, oh, these guys are boring. I think this will help. Right, because you open it and you can immediately see these guys moving around. And now it's just a random chance whether they're going to be moving or not. Which feels pretty good. Excuse me. Alright, so this will work. Let's go put this in. Made it so fish start immediately moving when you open a tank. This is a lot better. I'm looking at a normal tank in my save and yours is a lot more alive. Yeah. Should hopefully be helpful. Why do I have a 3D multi-mesh instance in here? I'm not even using this, am I? Okay, get rid of that. It's a little weird. Alright. What else do we need to tackle? Let's load up the game. We could throw in a sponge upgrade if you guys want. The only thing is I'll have to add it to the translation list. Be a research. Could be an upgrade in here. We got quite a few upgrades, honestly, in Aquarium now. Would it be like an equipment upgrade? I guess so. I'd probably do it per tank in here. Add it as another tank upgrade. Right. Increase sponge size. Just to make it faster. There's also something I've been thinking about doing, which is instead of just fully doing, I'd like to change the... Let's just experiment really quick. I just want to see if this would even work, to be honest. It could be kind of fun. So this mask, right, I'm blending this rect here. And this alpha blends it. I kind of want to, like... Let's see. I don't know if this is going to be slow, though. But let's see if this works. So I'm going to call get image. And it should be re-getting that image every time. And this will be a type of image. And I want to say image is equal to... how do I do that? I think there's a way I can set the alpha. I don't want to loop through every single pixel, because that would be stupid. I want to make the sponge brush semi-transparent. And I think what that would allow is you'd have to go over areas multiple times to fully, like, fill it in. Which I think would just be kind of fun. I think a sponge upgrade could be good as the large tanks are coming soon. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want it to be like an instant thing, but it could definitely help just having a larger area. I'm not seeing any function to change alpha, unfortunately. I thought there was like a way that you could like multiply, compress, copy from, create, decompress. There is fill, but that'll just completely fill it in. It doesn't like blend it. Unless I do that, I do blend rect. I don't know how that works though. Like if I go ahead and just create a new image, so far blend image is image.new, and then I say, or I have to say image.create. And width has to be the same size as our sponge mask. Just for now, I'm going to test it 16 by 20. Or 16 by 12, I mean. False, and then RGBA. Why does it always go away? There we go, RGB. Stop going away. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go through here and do it. RGB A8 right there for alpha transparency. Snooze that ad. Okay, so still gonna blend image. And then I want to say blend image dot fill. We're gonna fill with color. It's gonna be white, but the alpha is gonna be less. I don't know what's gonna happen here. It's probably not gonna work, but then I want to say, I guess blend direct. Can I just say like image.mix or something like .lerp? Probably not. Is blit? What does blit do? Okay, so blend rect does blend alpha channels. So hopefully I can say blend rect. The source image is blend image. The source rectangle is a vector 2i. Or does that have to be a rect 2i? And then I have to say vector 2.i.0. This one's going to be 1612. And I want it to go to destination vector 2i.0. Okay, so that should hopefully set our alpha transparency here. And I realize I just need to do this here once. So this might not be too bad for performance. Yeah, I don't know why I was doing it so many times. I don't know if this is going to work. It might not look very good, even if it does. But see what happens. It'll probably leave like a lot of little, like weird streak lines, but maybe that's kind of intentionally a good thing. We'll see. Let's try it. So it doesn't really seem like it did much. It just looks worse. Okay. I thought I was blending it more, but do I need to blend like multiple times maybe? So it clearly didn't do what I wanted. Well, what I could do instead is instead of trying to blend it and be all weird, so I can just open up the mask image and just change the alpha transparency. I just thought there would be a nice way that I could like do it dynamically in the code, but it doesn't appear to be. Sponge mask. And then we can just say opacity, right? Set it to 50%. Resave it. And maybe now it'll work. No. Still doesn't seem to. Even if I go over it a second time. Oh, it kind of does work. But only when I move it really fast. See? But maybe that's a good thing then. Because it means if you're like just moving it around super quick, then it has to like... You can't cheat as easily, you know what I mean? So maybe I set this to a really low opacity. Let's see what this does. And I guess let's get rid of all this weird blending stuff. Let's try this out. Because maybe I just want there to be kind of a... both a punishment for going super fast and then also like a way to upgrade it so you can go fast. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. Oh yeah, you can see how that works now, right? So when you go really slow, it does like a full wipe down, but if you go fast, it like doesn't clean much. It's actually pretty interesting. I think that actually works pretty well. Snooze that ad. I can adjust the alpha transparency to kind of control how strong that effect is now, right? So, yeah, this actually works pretty surprisingly well. I didn't think it was going to work this good. And then another thing that I can do to make this work better is instead of just checking our if it's greater than 0.5 or whatever, or I guess that's what I can do is if you're over half, then it counts as a valid pixel. Because we have this like clean pixel count, right? Which honestly, maybe what we could do is just add a semi-pixel to clean pixel count. Because I'm checking if it's greater than that. So I can just say this is a float, right? And then I'll say clean pixel count. I don't have to check the alpha. I just say plus equals pixel.alpha transparency. This would be a very interesting way to calculate this. So now as I'm cleaning this, I'll probably start it off with a little bit more alpha transparency because this is quite bad. I mean, this is like not very fun at all to clean, so. Yeah, that should just slowly start increasing as I increase or decrease the alpha of all these, right? And eventually we should see it hit the required amount. Yeah, this is the problem with having it like super weak like this, is it's really hard to tell the clean progress. So it might be better to just exclude pixels that have an extremely small alpha value. So otherwise it's going to be really hard to tell what's going on. See, like, I mean, I was like, it felt like I was cleaning a lot there. So what I might go ahead and do is like clamp it. Or just don't count a pixel as being clean, yeah, unless it's greater than 0.8. Which, that should be fine. We just have to adjust that value until it feels fair. Oops. Clean pixel count. Oops, I set that to a float, and then this is also a float. Alright. Legendary Skate, welcome in. How's it going? Alright, let's try this. Yeah, I do need to increase the alpha of this, but let's try it out. Well, let's increase it now. So this is at 10% opacity. Let's try like 20%. See how that feels. Yeah, I think that's better. Hard to tell, but... Alright, so we should see if, as long as most of these are, for the most part, invisible, it should snap to being clean. I feel like right around here is the level where it should count, you know? And it's not yet, which is a little bit funny. Yeah, it just needs to be tweaked more. So maybe let's try 0.6 instead, see how that is. But how about you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just changing some of the mechanics with the sponge cleaning we've got going on in the game, so... And then we'll add in some upgrades to make it easier to clean your tank and faster. Alright, let's go try this out. Oh wow, so 20% opacity is a big difference. So it really is pretty like exponential. Even a tiny opacity difference really changes this a lot. Interesting. So as long as most of these are clean for the most part. Yeah, it felt pretty good. And then when you get upgrades for the sponge, it'll be even easier and faster, so okay. So I feel like that's about right. So I'm probably just gonna save a bunch of different variations for the opacity on these brushes. So I'll just call this one like Sponge Mask 1. Sponge Mask 2. And 60%. Sponge Mask 3. I don't like doing this. I wish there was like a way that I could do this in code, you know, to change the opacity dynamically. But I just don't think there is, as far as I know. And then the last sponge mask. Should make that sponge sound with glass and an actual sponge. I didn't record it. I just found it online somewhere. But I think it was just like a jug, like somebody rubbing a jug or something, a glass jug. And I was like, that's pretty close to what I need. Okay, and then also we have like grind mask size and stuff. So I do that last position minus half of the size of our grind mask. So, okay. So what I want to do there instead is I want to say minus image.get size divided by 2. Because I'll probably be now dynamically changing the size of this image. Okay. So we'll make that change. That should be better. I wonder if I could just multiply the scale, like... Yeah. I'll say var sponge scale, right, is equal to 1 by default. And then we can multiply it. I'm going to say var mask size is equal to image.get size times sponge scale. So now we can just use that there. I don't know if I have to convert this into a vector 2i. I might have to. We'll just do it just to be safe. Then say last position minus mask size divided by 2. Does that have to be a vector 2i at the end? It does. So we have to do all that. And let's see. Mask size. It's gonna be a vector. So let's just convert this to a vector 2i right here. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, so everything should be good there now. I can change the sponge scale, so let's try setting it to 2 just to see what it's like. And we should have like double the area of our cleaning range. So kind of reminds me of like the system in a Scritchy Scratchy, you know, for upgrading your scratchers or the tickets and stuff. Oh. Okay, so I did get a minus. Even though I am casting it as a vector 2i, I don't know why. Oh, it's because it's not actually a vector 2. Because when I call get size, it'll return the size as a vector 2i. Okay. Now, what seems to be going on here? So I am converting into a vector 2i. That's kind of odd. Should be, at least. If I say mask size divided by 2, because it's a vector 2, and then I convert it to a 2i. Should be working. Oh, is it because the other stuff isn't a 2i? That's probably what's happening. Should have actually read the error message. Well, let's go ahead and try it. Yeah, it's saying... Okay, so I don't think I need to convert this into a vector 2i. Let's just try not doing that. I guess it automatically accepts a regular vector 2. Yeah, it seems to. Now, that didn't seem to work for some reason. Which is a little weird. I might have to call, like, image dot... I think I can say dot resize. And then I can get the new mask size here. Mask size X. And interpolation, we'll just do bilinear. I think that'll work. I don't know why it's float's converted to int. It's fine. I don't care. Let's try it out. Oh yeah, look at that big area. So yeah, that makes it significantly easier to clean stuff. All right. And then we can figure out what the other stuff should be. Wonder if I should just like... I better keep it as that. That'd be fine. I wish it would stop yapping at me. If I do that, does it? There we go. Okay. I think that's it then. So now we can just set sponge scale and also choose our mask. So this just happens once. Oh, this is in process. So we don't really want to do this here. Yeah. Sponge scale we can set in here. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to say global.get tank upgrade level. It's tank ID, and I want to say li.upgrade.sponge size. I'm going to say it's equal to 1 plus that. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. So 1 plus our sponge size times like 0.1 or something, because that should increase it by 10%. So that should be good. We could do 10% or 20%. I don't know. 10% gives us a little bit more control. All right. And then we also have to decide what our actual image is. So I'm going to create a variable here, which is of our sponge image. Right there. And now I need to reference it everywhere down here. I need to do some other things here too, like with sponge scale and mask size. I should just have all those as like constants and just have a function called like update sponge. I think it'll be easier that way. Right, update sponge properties. So So we'll say sponge image. And this is where we can say match global.get tank upgrade level, tank ID with our ID li upgrade dot sponge power. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can figure out all these values, right? So here we say sponge image is equal to the first one, 1. And then we say 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's all of them. Yeah. It keeps the PNG down there. It's like, why? All right, so it's going to have a maximum level 4 on our sponge power upgrade. Might have to like change that so it slowly ramps up more. We'll see. And then this is where I determine the sponge scale and stuff, right? Oops. So equal that. I can get rid of that right now. Okay. And say mask size is equal now to that times our sponge scale. And then I resize the image to whatever our mask size is. So this should actually make the sponge more performant. Not that it's going to really matter, but might as well. Okay. I actually have to add these upgrades now. So I'll have to go do that. I think this should be good though. Sponge power. All right, so let's decide when we activate these now. So we have a function in here called setup, where we get our new tank ID. So I'm going to call update sponge properties. And also I want to update sponge properties whenever we've bought a upgrade for a tank. So global.tank. It's probably just upgrade purchased. Yeah. And I'll only do this if we're actually visible. So if is visible in tree. If we're not visible in tree, then return. All right. I think we should be good to go. It should just immediately work even if we don't have the upgrades in here, because if it doesn't find an upgrade idea, it just returns 0 by default, I think. So let's go see. Eventually we will see. One day. There we go. Okay, let's try cleaning a tank. Uh-oh. Okay, it's throwing errors. Invalid source image object. I thought it should have. Let's go see what this returns by default. Yeah, it should return 0. So then sponge image is going to be equal to that. Sponge mask 1. Dot get image. And it's saying invalid source image object for some reason. Oh, it didn't actually seem to call the update sponge properties thing. Oh. Oh, why did I say that? It has to be mask size. Okay, so I think this is visible in tree thing is causing issues. I'll just get rid of that. I think it's because by the time I call that down here and update, it's not actually visible yet. Or it's called a setup. Because this gets called before the menu is visible, which is the problem. That's fine. I'll just have a check for that signal that we connect up specifically. I guess I connect that up to update. I don't really want to update unless we're visible here, right? So we're buying a bunch of upgrades. Or do I have like if active or something? Oh yeah. So if this menu is not active, go ahead and stop. I think that should be better. I'm gonna check if it's updating properly there. I wonder if we could do the same thing in here then. And then maybe I don't have to worry about it anymore. Probably. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Gotta restart the game. I think active is a more reliable variable because it can be set. I'd set active to true immediately the second I start calling setup, I think. Pretty sure that's how I set it up. So now when I buy random upgrades, it shouldn't show down in there. Oh, what is this? Oh, it emits an upgrade ID. So over here, when I call the signal. Oh yeah, let's just go to update sponge properties and say upgrade ID is an empty string. Yeah, so it doesn't call any code now, so that should make upgrading things like more performant. So like if you go in here and buy a bunch of things, it won't lag as much. Yeah, I don't think it would be that much lag, but it might be noticeable. So now when we're in here, it doesn't seem to be calling the sponge update, which is interesting. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I don't set active in here anywhere. Probably just do it when we call on change or whatever changed over here. Be the easiest way. Right, so if visible, go ahead and update sponge properties. It's still not printing anything. Did I accidentally remove the print statement? No. If not active, return. It should be working. Because at this point we should be active because it calls super, which right here says active is true. Oh, I guess I call that as deferred. Okay. I might just need a new variable for this. We have a variable called tank visible. Because where do I set that back to false? No, because I still want that happening when that's not the same thing. How do I want to check this? I don't think I have any variable in here knowing active happens after the menu's already set up. The problem is that I call the setup function before the menu actually opens, and I do that on purpose, because otherwise it would look bad. How else can we call this to be updated? Well, at least on setup, we know if we're ever calling setup, we are opening the tank. So just call it there, you know. Oh yeah, and then go in here and get rid of that. Okay, so that works there. And then we had the other thing that we checked, which was update. I don't necessarily want that to be the case here. See, because you're going to see now, if I add a print statement in here, whatever, and then I go buy some upgrades, even though the menu's closed, it's still calling that signal and updating everything, right? Which is just not a good thing. I don't want menus to be doing things while they're closed, right? So I do want to fix that. It's complicated though. I mean, I could have a variable that I set inside of here, which is like setup complete, you know? Bool's false. And then I can go ahead and say, at the end of setup, I call setup complete is true. It does force call update anyways. Here, let's call it right here in between these function calls. I guess let's also move update sponge properties to over there. Excuse me, sneezy today. Okay, so now we have those set up. I also need to know whenever the menu is closed then for setting that back to false. So I mean, it should be pretty obvious. I just go into changed, and then if I close the menu, I say setup complete is false. Then now I can check inside of update. I say if setup complete. So if the setup is not complete, we return. And I can also go into the sponge function. Where is it? Food pressed. Update sponge properties and put in the same line. All right, let's go check this out. So I open the tank. Boom. Update gets called, which is good. It updates all my UI and stuff. If I return a carp. Oh. So now it's apparently not calling whenever I remove a fish either. Was that a bug before? I don't know. A little weird. Where do I check on that? I mean, I assume that it's on ready. I check like tank fish removed or something. But I don't even see that here, which is a little weird. Have I never? Has that always been a bug? It's a good question. Let's go open up the other version of Lurden. Because now I have an inkling that it might actually be a real bug. Hopefully this does not corrupt my save when I'm open up another version of the game. We'll see. At the same time. So if I remove a fish... No, it's not a bug here, so we added that bug somehow. I don't know how. I say upgrade purchased. tank grime changed. Okay. I can stop calling that now, I think. Actually, let me just double check this though. We'll figure out why that's not working, but I want to see now if we buy an upgrade. Yeah, it doesn't update anything in there, which is good. So yeah, why doesn't it call update now? Where else do I connect update? So an item selected, substrate selected, scale, rotation. Call update at the beginning. I just don't have a signal for it. It seems a little odd. Oh, I think it's because I changed the signal. Because now I have one for removed and added. Or I might have been doing that in like process before or something and I moved it out. It's hard to say. It's probably what I was doing. If setup complete. Is that where I was setting this? Let's see. No, I don't see it in there. I do think I am doing it in here. Yeah. Was I calling update in process before? Maybe that's what was going on. I don't know. But this should be fine then. You know, let's actually, yeah, set that back to active. I realize now. Okay, well, it should work now. So if I remove a fish, now it just shows 0 capacity. What is going on? What did I change? So down here, I call update. Oh. I guess I accidentally undid that. Alright, let's try this again. So if I remove a fish in here, so it shows 14, that's good. Remove a fish. And it didn't do anything. Oh, I call update here. I didn't realize that. That's why it was working before, but why does it not work now? So I don't need to connect that signal. It's weird. And it's not like a thing where it updates again after I remove a second one. It just doesn't change anymore. It's pretty weird. And I know setup complete is true. Like, let's print setup complete. Maybe it gets set back to false or something weirdly. Oh, it does. Why does it get set back to false? I only do that here if I'm closing the menu. Otherwise, I set it to true right there. Is it closing the menu when I open it? Because that would be very weird. That might explain why it does the double click sometimes. What? So it is closing the menu again somehow. I don't know how that's happening. So I don't think this is just exposing a bug I think that's been here for a while. Why does it double? It opens and then closes the menu immediately. Right? At least that's what I'm like reading from this. So the long has opening. So look, when I open the menu, this is what it calls. It calls close menu and then open menu again. Why does it do that? That's so weird. Changed. I wish I knew what it was being called from. It should just be from one place. Unless I'm like forcibly calling it somewhere, but I don't think I am. So the only place this should be happening in is inside of my aquarium cursor here, where I'm gonna run some stuff. So right here is what I say. I say fish tank. So I'm gonna say set up the tank, right? With the tank ID, and then I say toggle on. Like that should be a pretty normal thing. So why does it happen twice? So I say on toggle on, I set it to true forcibly. Or I don't, right? Yeah. Not necessarily. I don't think I do here. As far as I know. Nope. Okay, so it's calling without forced. So that doesn't get passed in, because I don't think we have any active thing. So opening the menu. If it's not active, you just go ahead and say visible and set it to the active menu. I mean, there's nothing that weird in that code. How is it? It's like it's calling every single time. Look at that. What? I'm gonna print out some stuff. We're gonna print UI manager.active menu. So it's null. And then it becomes the escape menu. Then it becomes that menu. So it's not that code. This is so weird. And you can see, whenever I'm in another menu that's not the tank menu, it's still calling that signal to be closed. Right? Isn't that super weird? Like, how is this happening? Is there somewhere where I'm referencing the tank menu? We'll match case. Literally the only spot is right here. Where I say set up and toggle on. I mean, what? This is only if I click left, so it shouldn't be happening. If it's active. I mean, I don't think this is being ran, but let's just make sure. Because that would be pretty weird if it was. Nope, that is not being ran. How is this happening? It's just so weird. Something is telling this tank menu. Does it have like a weird signal connected inside of the aquarium, maybe? Maybe that's what's happening. Then tank menu. Or is there a signal connected to it? I thought there was a way I could like print out all of the connected signals or something. Yeah, get signal connection list. I don't know what the signal would be. Or can I just say get signal list? So what does this do? Okay. So we're just going to print out all these signals. And now we can see every signal that's connected here. It's actually a lot more than I expected. Okay, fish visibility toggled. It's nothing. Decoration selected. Closed. Says there's 6 usage of closed. Draw hidden. I don't know. Is there like a weird signal I'm setting up? Grid purchased, input type changed. It wouldn't just randomly cause it to call changed again. Surely. What? I don't think I call it anywhere in here. Do I set active? Because that could like do some weird stuff. It's not that. This is like a really weird issue. I don't know. I'm quite puzzled. It's still just calling menu. But how? It doesn't do it in here, right? No. Making sure it's not like crossing the boundaries of the world or something. It's like it still thinks that it's the active menu, you know? I really wish there was a way in Godot that I could figure out who is the caller of a function. You know, I don't know if that's a thing I can do. Maybe it is. Because I just want to see what node is calling this. I have no idea. Can I, like, get... Let me look this up. Check what node called a function. I think I could do that through the debugger. It could be tank menu process first line. I can check that. This is just checking if the setup's not complete, it just doesn't run process. I don't think that's doing anything weird. There's nothing in here that would cause the menu to close multiple times. So, I've only ever been able to do this parameter. Yeah, I don't think there's anything like that, unfortunately. But I can check like the stack. I've never really used these debug tools very often, but this is the one case where I'm like, I do actually need to use this, I think. Get the stack trace, and then I can go ahead and, like, what is it, pause it? I don't know how to do it. How do I do it? I need to, like, do a thing. What is it? Step out, step into. I can set a breakpoint. I mean, it happens when like pressing random stuff like shop. So let's just go to that button in here. Shop button. Make sure there's not a weird signal connected. It's just shop menu.toggle. Should be fine. Is there something weird about the toggle function, maybe? Hey, Adrian, welcome in. And Garkin, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Maybe the toggle function is broken. God. But that would be really weird. No, because I just set it to whatever the opposite is, so it's not that. Because it would only happen once. Okay, the research button has some stuff set up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, I don't know how to make a breakpoint on this. Maybe I could do the, excuse me, do the breakpoint inside of the shop menu on that, wherever it went. Or the tank menu, I mean. I can't do that. But just make a breakpoint on this string, and maybe that'll tell me what's calling it. Oh, yeah. Oh. So I call toggle. Then it calls hide all UI, right? And with that, I call toggle off on all of the UI, right? And I think the problem is that these things are running even if it is already closed. I see. So with toggle off and stuff, I only really want to know, like, only run toggle off if active, right? Because otherwise I don't want those functions to be called. And same with toggle on. If it's already active, then don't bother calling changed because you're already open. Okay, so the breakpoints are useful for stuff like that. I rarely ever have problems where it's like something that is broken but still doesn't crash. Like usually if I have an issue, it just won't run. But this is like the one time where I've actually had to use a breakpoint. So we should be fine now. It makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. Like, you know, what we have going on now. So if I go ahead and open another menu now, we're not going to see that getting called anymore. Because I can't imagine there would ever be a situation when I would need that behavior. It just seems silly. Why would I still call the function and open a menu even if we were not actually changing the state of the menu? So I think we're good. Okay. It's a funny little thing. I'm like, huh. Makes a lot more sense now. Let's go disable this. I think it's in setup when we're printing all this signal list. Right here. Get out of here. What's up, Kinkles? Expandable shops. Yeah, we have that all set up. It's working. I'm just working on the last couple things just to get everything ready for so this still like doesn't draw anything. It's probably just because I can't. Oh, that's really weird. I can't get rid of the sponge for some reason. Yeah, something's a little weird there. Normally you can right click and stop using the sponge. At least I'm pretty sure you can. Let me go check what's going on here. Yeah, right here I say in process, if cursor mode, input action, just press click right, set cursor mode false. I'm gonna print some code here, make sure it's working. So I should be able to let go of the sponge. But it does not work. So I might have broken something else. It's because I said if setup complete. I'm just a fool. And I want this one to be, if not active. I thought I changed that. Did I do another one like that then? Oh, dang it. No, it's just that one. Okay, we're fine. There we go. Everything's working now. And I can right click. All right, so something that we just worked on adding into the game is that the same? I guess it is. It has to be. Is so that like sponges now will change their cleaning power depending on the speed you move them, and I'm also going to add in upgrades for sponges. So if you look at how it works now, if you move the sponge slowly, it like does a really good job cleaning, right? Yo, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate it. Best Dev, thank you so much. And then if you move the sponge really fast, it doesn't do such a good job at cleaning. It still does clean, but like you have to do multiple passes. So you kind of, it just feels more balanced cleaning your tanks. You can't just go like clean the whole thing instantly. Because if you go really fast like this, you're gonna see like you're gonna have to do multiple passes over the same spots. So, which I think feels nice. And then I want to add in some sponge upgrades, so let's do that. Let's go draw icons for them. I'm going to open up our previous sponge icon. We have 2 already. I know what we can do for this. So we have the full-size sponge somewhere. Or I guess it's in here. Yeah, sponge and icon sponge. So this is the big sponge. The XL sponge, yeah. And then we got the little sponge. So this is going to be the icon for increasing your sponge size, probably. I don't know how I want to do it. That looks like it's shrinking. Right? Maybe I make the front one black. No, that just looks stupid. Yeah, I think of just having some arrows. Or maybe just having this sponge and then like adding some outlines to it, I think would work. Like, you know, like the Wi-Fi bands. You know what I'm talking about. Right, like this. Oops. So that's like one layer. And then we do like another one. Little sponge with the big sponge behind it, just in gray. Yeah. Let's see how this turns out. I don't know if this will look good. We'll try. Oh, I went 3 over there. That's why it's funny. Oopsies. I'll have to fix that. Like this. I don't really like it. I think we'll just do like, yeah, some arrows or something. Oops. Why doesn't the big sponge just eat the small sponge? I don't know. You're saying doing the background one in gray. It still feels like the sponge is like shrinking though. You know, in the past when I've done this, when I imply that like something's getting larger, I did this with the crab pot before. pot capacity like this. I just have a little guy in the background and then a new one, a bigger one with an arrow. I think that's what we should just do here. So we'll just have a little sponge up in the corner. And then big sponge, not this big, but larger. And then have an arrow on the right side. I think it implies what I'm trying to get across good enough. We gotta fix everything now, though. Let's see, this guy's screwed up. Okay. It's good enough there. Yeah, it's because they're right on top of each other. It seems weird. Yeah, I think this will work better. Then let's go get that icon just so I can reuse the arrow, because why work harder? Why work hard when I can hardly work? You know what I'm saying? Where's the crab pot upgrade? There it is. Copy the arrow. There we go. Is that in the right position and everything? Yeah. Then I can make this background sponge just a little bit more dark. So I'll do like that color, brown. You know, like that's your old stupid sponge. Now you have a better, bigger one. Call this icon sponge size. Sprites. Then icons. Alright, then we just need one for sponge power. What if we just like draw a sponge with like little strong arms coming out of it, you know what I mean? Yeah, sponge with muscles. I might have to like squish the sponge, we'll see. How do biceps work? You have like one big bicep. I'm gonna have to look at an image of an arm. But I think it'd be like this. Whatever, that's the hand, we'll fill it out. Oh man. I might need to make this sponge smaller to fit the other arm in. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Unless I can just like flip and just squeeze him in there or something. Maybe move this sponge off to the left a little bit. Like that. But its arms are pretty weird. Like one's really high up. That'll be fine. Thank you for the follow. A camel riding a sponge. Oh, that's yeah. I see what you mean. So let's see, how would this work? So if you're going like that, thumb would actually be over on this side. And this would just be in like darkness because your thumb's over here. That's a terrible hand, but don't worry. It doesn't matter. I'm not good at drawing hands, guys. It's a stupid icon. How does an arm work? Normally, like, your arm would be, like, angled down. Would it go sort of in? Almost, in a way. I think I need to inverse this, so it needs to go, like... I suck at hands, guys. Maybe flip this so it's like that. Or really, you'd see more of the side of the thumb. It's almost like you're looking at this at like a slight side angle. Like that. Hands and arms are an artist's nightmare. It's so true. I don't know if I want to anti-alias that or not. Maybe just do that. How would a thumb work? So your fingers are there. Thumb would kind of come up around. Like almost like... that works okay, I guess. I'll have to like flip this though. This is a stupid icon. But it's kind of fire. And then I can mirror this. And then I just need to mirror this one hand for the perspective. So go boom. And then boom. Other arm. Fix the outlining and stuff. Oops. It's a little quirky. If I get rid of it now, that looks worse. Two little eyes. Sponge. You'd be like serious, you know? Because he's flexing. Maybe he has a smirk. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, guys. This is the icon. Sunglasses and a smirk. Oh yeah, sunglasses would be pretty fire. Oh yeah. It's pretty sick. And stupid. That's fine. You gotta have some stupid icons every once in a while. It's a pretty buff sponge. Yeah, it'll do. Whatever. Thank you for the follow. Well, you have a instant sponge that's rare. Oh, like one where you like activate it and it like instantly cleans a tank. I don't know. I might also eventually tackle some like auto cleaning upgrades. It's just those are very powerful and would kind of like. I feel like the cleaning mechanic is kind of fun in my opinion. I mean, maybe it's not fun for everybody. We'll have to figure that out. Icon sponge power. Sponge will knock you out. Yeah, I know. He's a strong guy. I think it's one-time use. Maybe you have to wiggle the mouse 3 times or something. It's clean. Yeah. It could be fun maybe later on. The upgrades table. You can make it to some of the fish can be algae eaters. We do already have that system set up where if you have a fish that eats algae inside of your tank, it adds like a multiplier to the algae that builds up. And that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like, I don't know if we necessarily really need to add in a auto cleaning upgrade, because we already have ways to make algae go away, you know? So it just feels a little like, I don't know. Well, the algae doesn't go away, but ways to kind of push it off until later already, right? Sponge size and sponge power. So we can only do maximum level on this one has to be 4. Sponge size technically doesn't have to have a maximum. Thank you for the hydrate. We'll see. If that's 4 things, that meant more algae faster. Ah, yeah, no. I wonder if I should, like, how would I imply that? Minus 0.7% or something, you know, instead. Ah, here we go. Time to lock in, yeah. Should check. Welcome back, Woolbed. How's it going? Yeah, just landed in Sweden. Currently at the airport, so I'll probably not watch that active ad. No worries at all. Yeah, welcome back. I hope you had a good trip. Now you have to wrist check. Yeah, with like maximum, so sponge power has to be maximum 4. Sponge size, so if we're doing 10% at a time, it'll be 10 upgrades for double size. I think we'll get up to triple size maximum, so probably like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 15 or something. We'll see. And for cost scaling, probably not that high. Oops. I would like it to be something that kind of does get expensive, though. We'll see. Great, let's go. Very cool. Let's rename this to sponge size. Sponge size. Then we have to say increases the size of your sponge by %. We'll have to fill that in. Then sponge power. So sponge size starts off pretty cheap. Sponge power, I think, is going to be more of an expensive upgrade. Increases the power. Cleaning power of your sponge. Okay. Cost scaling, probably not 4 times on that one. 2 times should be fine, so it'll go 400. That might actually be too little. Maybe for that one, I do like a cost scaling of like 10. Hard to say. I do want these to scale up as like you get more money. So let's see how this goes. Sponge power. This should be icon sponge power. Okay, let's go check them out. And it should already take all the upgrades into account for the cleaning, so I think we're at a good spot. I might make the initial sponge like power less. It's hard to say, but we'll decide. All right, so this is default cleaning. Not great. Now we can go into upgrades. We have sponge size. So it will increase it by 10% every time. You can see the price going up. It feels pretty fair, because now you look at the size of the sponge, it's like clearly way larger, right? And then around like 200k is when it reaches maximum size, which is 3 times. You can see it's pretty enormous. And then sponge power. So level 1. Already immediately way stronger. So I might have to kind of fine tune those values a little bit. And then the maximum is level 4, which should be good. And that's basically full alpha transparency, so you instantly clean. So So if I set algae to 0, right, you can really see it here now. Look at this, boom. So it's just super easy. You can just go like that. Clean your tank in like 1 second. Right, you just go. Done. So, yeah, level 1 was a pretty big jump. It's just because the opacity thing, it's so sensitive. I need to like only increase it by a tiny little bit, I think. I have to be careful. So let's go adjust that then. I have all these different images for opacity. I really wish it was something that I could like code instead of having to create 5 different sprites for each sponge, because it's just kind of stupid to do that. I don't know if there's a way for me to do that or not. Is there any way that I could do that? Like, I want to modify sponge. I wonder if I fill with a color that's semi-transparent, maybe it doesn't completely fill it. I have no idea. We're gonna do some experimenting. So I'm gonna say sponge image, because there's all these different, like, what's adjust BCS? Brightness, contrast, saturation. That's not really what I want to do. Let's look at the image class. I just want to change the alpha transparency, right? Let's detect alpha. Fill rect, which will just fill a rectangle with a color. Shrink. Set pixel. I mean, I could do it that way where I just loop through every single pixel and just multiply the alpha transparency, you know, so that is an option, but it's kind of lame. Save JPEG to buffer. Set data. Is invisible. Probably just gonna have to do it that way. Thought it would just be like easier though, or I could just say like dot fill and then, but I don't think there is something like that. So I'll probably just use sponge mask 5 then. And I can just say for I in range sponge image dot get width, right? And for, let's call that X, get height, and we'll just go through and set the value. So var alpha mult is 1. So here it's going to be equal to, let's go ahead and reload that image. Here it'll be equal to 10%, you know, 0.1. You can way more finely control the values this way. Maybe it goes to 1.5, then 2, then 3. And the final value I do want to be 1.0, just so you have maximum cleaning power. But I guess if it's going to work like this, I can add more upgrades. It's pretty easy. And I can say sponge image dot set pixel. So we're going to say x, y is equal to sponge image dot get pixel, x and y, times color 111 alpha mult. Does it work like that? I better just set the alpha probably. Yeah, I'm gonna say this, or color is that, and then say color.a is equal to color.a times alpha mult, and then put in color again. So that will work. And then instead of like doing it this way, I could use a formula instead now, right? Which is a nice thing. So we could say x squared basically is what I want. So I want to say x squared plus 0.1, because it should be like an exponential function. So it starts off being really slow. at level 1, it's already up to 1.1. That's way too much. Hold on. We need to say x over 2 divided by like 100. And then I want to see what these values are. So I'm going to change L. So level is 0. It'll be 0.1. Level's 1. Level 2. Level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then at level 10, we'll reach maximum level or whatever. So we could just do that instead of matching. That's probably going to be better. So we'll say alpha molt is equal to our tank power divided by 10. Set it to power 2 plus 0.1. That should be it. And then now I want to set this to also clamp. Value minimum is 0, maximum is 1. I'll just set the minimum 0.1 just in case. You never know. And then now we can just say maximum level is... Yeah, that's still pretty like a quick ramp up, honestly. Maybe I need to change the exponent here to use a stronger exponent. Right? So then now we can say like L is 0. That is better. So what have I been adding this past week? A lot of things. I'll have to show you all the stuff. We'll get into that in just a second. Let me make sure that this function is going to work. So I could increase this factor if I wanted to. Let's go to 3. I think 3 should be fine. And I can always start the lowest value off smaller if I want to. Okay. And then let's go into the upgrades table and now set the maximum to 10 on sponge power. All right, let's go try this. I hope it works. What's up, Oshik? Welcome in. Yeah, I'll show off what we've been up to. All right, so many new things. Too many to count. We've got new big tanks. You might have already seen those. We got all the aquarium expansions done. I filled out the laboratory. Now there's researchers walking around in there. Yeah, all the research and stuff for the new systems are set up in here. We do have lures now, which still isn't in the main playtesting branch and stuff. Also got synergies. So that's like a thing where there's this little panel where if you combine the right fish together, you get a bonus. I don't know which things you've seen and which you haven't yet, so I'm just kind of going through everything. Seen the big tanks and expansion. Okay, yeah, the new research room. Yeah, it's a whole new thing over here. So it just shows the researchers in here. So whenever you buy new researchers in here, you can see them walk in up here. It's just the same code basically as the customers over here when you buy advertising, but now it's just for researchers instead. It's just I think it's a nice visual, being able to... One of my big things with this game is I want people to see their upgrades, you know? I hate idle games and incremental games where it's just you buy a thing a billion times and you don't see anything for it. So being able to like buy the researchers and see them walk into your research room is just a really nice thing. You get a really good sense of progression that way, I feel like. The other thing I also added last night is a puppy. So when you buy the puppies upgrade now, I don't know where he is right now. Oh, there he is. He's asleep. Now you got a little puppy running around. He's going around. And of course, you can pet the dog. So you can click on him and pet him if you want. Oh, that was funny. The heart particles are like depth ordered weird. But yeah, it works. Let's see, you got the MC mod torches code ready. I do want to put the texture directly into the repo when you get to it. I can do that if you want me to. It's up to you, or I can just send them over. Whatever is most convenient for you, just let me know. Oh, the puppy be capped at 1, or you can buy multiple. I have it right now capped at 1. It's totally possible to have more than 1 if we want to. I just don't know what people think about that. Because I don't want it to be annoying where you have like 20 puppies running around everywhere. So it's hard to say. But I'll ask everyone and we'll get that figured out, I think. I might do a poll or something. Yeah, I think that's most of the main stuff. Let's test out our new like sponge power stuff now. So we start at 0, 0. This is our initial sponge. Oh. I can't seem to clean at all. Why is that? Let's go look at the... Oh, I think it's because I'm setting it to mask 1, which is already like almost completely invisible. And so you're multiplying like 0.1 by 0.1 and then the amount is just so little. All right, let's save this. You make it so there's a dog per room. Possible. It is nice how it is now because you can just use the same navigation system as the customers, so I'll have to think about that. Right now with the sponge, we're adding in upgrades to the sponge, so well, I need to restart the whole game, I think. Rename this to just sponge mask. So for a long time, the sponge just sort of instantly cleaned, you know? I'm getting it set up now to where it only partially cleans on one pass. So you'll see what that means in a minute here. Let's go ahead and play. So this is default sponge settings. It does clean, but it doesn't like perfectly like clean all of the algae. You can see I have to like do multiple passes over it. So your sponge starts off being weaker now, but I think it's kind of fun to see the evolution from weak bad sponge into really good sponge, you know? And it's not like impossible to clean this. I mean, you can go through and get it done. It just takes a little bit longer. But the whole point is to make the sponge eventually better than what it was before, right? So, finish that. And then you can go into upgrades, and now you can upgrade the sponge size and power. So let's get sponge size 5, and you can see what that looks like now if I set algae to 0. So now the sponge area that it's cleaning is quite a bit larger. It's 50% bigger with 5 upgrades. It's 10% every time, so if we go ahead and get like level 10, you'll see it's going to be like double the size. So now if we go up to here, it's really big. You can get up to 250%. So this is double size. It's way easier to clean at this size, you know, it's just like bam. And then the other upgrade is sponge power. So let's go into another little tank over here. You can upgrade this. So let's get sponge power like 2. And you can see it's just stronger now. Like, you don't have to do as many passes, and it lets you clean faster, like if you move your mouse really fast. And we can get a couple of these. I'm gonna adjust the value on the price. So this is sponge power 5. That's feeling like pretty solid right there. Right? Where it's like, oh yeah, this is like clearly a big improvement in the sponge strength, you know? And then you pair that with the sponge size too. It gets pretty insane. So if we get sponge power up to the final level, 10, then that's at instant clean level. So you can see it doesn't matter how fast you go, it instantly cleans 100% algae. So you pair that with the sponge size, and it becomes very easy to clean your tanks. You just go, done. So it's just a fun little side, another little upgrade you can play with. I think it's fun. And I wanted to have some more upgrades inside of the tank anyways, so... I think it's just, with incremental games, one of the big things always is like, you want it to feel like your money is improving your quality of life, right? And I think this kind of helps with that, where like that initial time you have to clean your tank, you're like, oh man, this is like, you know, really at the bottom of the barrel. And then you work your way up to getting a better sponge. I believe it should be in the equipment tab. Right now I have it set to where it's per tank. I could put it in the equipment tab. I thought about doing that, but I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Is it better in equipment tab, so it'd be like a shared upgrade for every tank, or would it be a per tank thing? It's hard to say. I'm gonna lower the sponge power here. Okay, so that's by percent. Should be all good to go there. I have to add these new keys in here now. I've like destroyed our translation percent now because I've added so many new keys. Oh, I have to go into translation component. English, okay. Sponge size. And then say, increases the size of your sponge by percent. Add. Lab sounds better. Lab. What do you mean by lab? Yeah, I mean, we can easily go swap it over to a global upgrade. It's like nothing. Let's rename this to Sponge Power. Call it. Okay. And then we have the key for the description. Excuse me. All right, those are in. So we have to add this as we have that whole function or whatever it's called, like fill description. Whenever I do a description. So in here, I just need to say match the upgrade. Like this. Li upgrade sponge size by 10%. Okay. Oh, you're thinking, or yeah, the equipment tab, yeah. Hey, Deflux, welcome in. How's it going? How have you been doing? Yeah, that's totally fine. We can go ahead and go into what should we call it? Upgrades table. And then I can just change this away from tank and just put it in category equipment over here. And boom. I'll have to go change the code for where I grabbed the level, but it's pretty easy. Just go into tank menu. And instead of saying get tank upgrade level, I'm just going to get the general sponge power now. Just get upgrade level. There, then same thing here. Tank ID, and there we go. All done. Let's go try it out. Hopefully the equipment tab isn't getting too long. I mean, we have a scroll container, so it's probably okay, but I think it's fine. I need to put it before the before anything in here, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna lock these behind equipment. because this is more like fishing equipment. The sponge is like a different thing. It'd also be nice to have a upgrade in here that you can get right off the bat without having to get the equipment research first. So let's go and do the upgrades table. And then go up to bait. Put them right in here. All right. I think we should be good to go there then. How much are these ones? Like, improved bait. Oh, it doesn't even have a value, so it must start off really small. Starts off at 10, yeah. Wonder if I want to... I think I might start off sponge size much cheaper. Same with power. Because they scale at 2, so it goes like 20, 40, 80. That should be fine. Because it does ramp up quite fast. Yeah, I probably also feel a little unfair if the player... Yeah, you already paid for better sponge. Yeah, that's totally fair. It definitely makes sense for, like... For example, things like the tank capacity upgrade, obviously, it just feels fine, it being, you know, in the tank upgrade menu, because it's like a per tank thing. I guess you could also make the same argument with the fish food too, like why do you have to upgrade it per tank? But that could be argued as almost like a maintenance fee, you know, like you have to buy these so that you can afford using the better food for this tank. If that makes sense, because it's not like you just buy one piece of food and it duplicates to all of your other tanks, right? But the sponge, it makes sense being in here. Okay. So now you can go ahead and upgrade this. So let's watch as this ramps up. I just want to see how it changes, right? So that feels pretty fair. And then it starts getting pretty pricey toward the end. Like 100k. Same with sponge power. I might up the sponge power a bit more. Yeah, sponge's equipment and food isn't. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna up the maximum level of the sponge size because I mean, there's no real reason we have to have like a limit on this. You know, honestly. I'll have to relaunch the game now. I also have to set my upgrade. Also, let me go put this in here. Added upgrade to increase your sponge size. Oops. Upgrade to increase your sponge power. And then down here, I also want to say change the sponge cleaning so it can clean only partially. All right. So let's set that upgrade. Set upgrade, li, upgrade, sponge power to 0. Okay. I just want to see these ramp up. So this can go up to level 30 now. So it should still stay as a somewhat relevant upgrade. Even like super late game. It does get extremely expensive like this, but yeah. But you're not going to be upgrading it that high unless you're super rich, so. But look how big this radius is. I mean, it's crazy. And sponge power should go up at a power of 3, which feels pretty good. Around like $1 million is sort of where I want like most final upgrades to land. I mean, with the addition of the coral reef, it's going to be even easier to get end game upgrades now, so. Oh yeah, did you see the coral reef, by the way, Woolbed? I don't think you saw that. Dog. Doggy. Okay. That's all good to go, I think. Yeah, we got a whole new region that you can travel to now. This is the coral reef. So, it includes a bunch of new fish. You got a whale shark, sea urchin, clownfish, the humphead parrotfish, sea cucumber. There's a whole bunch of guys here. Starfish, ball sponge. We have some more mediums. Oh yeah, pufferfish. Whole bunch of new guys. So, hey, let's see. Binge on YouTube. Welcome in. It's going pretty good. We're just working on learning today. Yo, thanks so much for the bits. I really need to get a like a little effect like that for bits like that. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Good night, nice people. I can't wait to play the update tomorrow. So be sure to get out the report the new issues I found for you. Yeah, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of like the last opportunity to check for any last minute bugs and stuff. So if anyone finds anything, it would be good to know. But yeah, thanks so much for coming in. Have a good rest of your night. I appreciate it. You know, I've been thinking, should I add tank cleaning as a part of the tutorial with the tank and stuff with the grandpa? I don't know. I've been thinking about it. What to see. Because it would be nice to kind of introduce that mechanic to people. I've also thought about like some changes to the tutorial, like making the first tank you buy free. And then you could tie that into like the algae being there. It's like, I've got this old tank in the back that you can use, you know, but you're going to have to clean it. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something like that to the tutorial. I've been thinking about that. Because it's a nice way to like both eliminate a pain point, which is having to make a bunch of money, and then also introducing that whole mechanic. So might have to do that. Good here. Project looks really clean. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I feel like you did more marketing for Lurden than Starground. I definitely did. And I think it's just because the marketing worked. Right? Yeah, the YouTube shorts have been doing really well. Some of them, it's very interesting how some of them actually have really good long-term performance, which I was surprised about, because normally, you know, with shorts, it's like they fall off really hard in a couple months. But it was crazy seeing like some of these shorts are still bringing in a lot of views. If you look at like some of these specific, what are shows? Can I add a show now? Okay. Why is ads off on this one? Revenue still processing? Well, you don't have ads on anything. Find the time I play test tomorrow, do some translations. Let's go. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. I think this one, I can't remember if this one, it hasn't completely plateaued. It still is bringing in new people. The one that is still doing really well, surprisingly, is the second video I did on accessibility features, this one. It's just been going up. It's almost like going up faster now than it has in the past. You know, there's like a little tiny curve up. So it's very interesting how that works. I don't know why this video is just performing so well long term. You know, like it didn't perform bad or anything initially, but it, you know, hit like 20K and it just sort of sat there, and then, but it just kept going. And now it's at over 200,000 views. So it's very interesting. And there's some others that have been doing that sort of too. I think, I'm trying to remember which, this one too, I think is sort of like that. It's not as much as the other one, but it still is going up at like a somewhat consistent rate. So, I mean, that's good for me. What's great now, honestly, is like my views have been very stably high, which is really nice because I don't have to constantly upload a new video. Like it felt like initially when I was doing them, it was like I had to put one up every day to keep a consistent, you know, view count going up. But now it just kind of keeps going up. Like it just stays at like 800,000, you know, which is really cool. So I don't know. Yeah, shorts are a very powerful tool, honestly, for marketing. It's pretty crazy. Shorts are actually a good technology for marketing. They really are, yeah. I wonder what our wish list count is at. We're probably maybe at 14,000. Don't know though. Let's see. Oh, close. Not quite. We're almost there. But we're still bringing in pretty good wish lists every day. Like 100 a day, if not more. You can really see how like much more stable I feel like the marketing has become, which is a weird thing. Initially, like in the early days, it was like I get big spikes, but then I'd have days where it drops really low, like 12 wish lists a day. And I still get the massive big spikes, but now you see like my baseline, you can see it's my baseline wish list per day has just been increasing, right? So I rarely ever drop below 100 wish lists every day, which is pretty nice. I'm sure a big part of that has to do with the personal calendar and stuff, you know, because the closer I get to release, the better that becomes for Steam visibility. So, yeah. Would you say that the comments on the video are regular? Because that could be a reason. I mean, they are pretty regular, but it's hard to say if it's regular because of the comments or there's just regular comments because viewership is consistent. You know what I mean? I think it's probably the latter. I don't think a random comment here and there is going to make YouTube advertise it that much, you know, to people. I think it's probably just a combination of things in the background that I can't really quantify. And maybe the video has a higher comment percentage than other videos. That's probably a big reason. I find that like when I talk about concepts like that, like accessibility, that are both controversial and to some people, I don't know why it's controversial. I'm gonna be honest and say that first and foremost. I don't understand why somebody would think an accessibility feature to make the game more playable and better for almost everybody, why they would think that's a bad thing. I don't get it. But apparently it is a controversial topic, so I would assume maybe that makes it a better video for performing long term, which is stupid. Maybe I'll have a video where you quickly mention Starground once that high. I mean, I think honestly, I don't think it's this like random, like accident that the shorts are doing better. I've put a lot of time into creating these and like figuring out a good like pipeline for creating them, you know, getting like the time it takes for me to make one down as much as possible so I can do it more consistently. And also just the way I write the shorts and stuff, like I try and keep them as short as possible. I immediately like present the viewer with something that needs to be like, you know, like a question or something mysterious that I kind of answer at the end of the video. I think that's part of the reason why I've had so much more success. It's just that I'm just making better shorts now. So yeah, once I start working on Starground again right after the 17th when Lurden comes out, I probably will try and do a couple shorts just to see how things go. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see what happens. Assume you'll do the same marketing with Deadlift? Yeah, definitely. We'll probably have to start on that pretty soon, because if we're gonna aim for October next fest, that's not really that many more months to work on a demo version, because we've only got, you know, July, August, September, October. It's not that long. It's like 3 months. So it's gonna be complicated, because also the thing is too is I want to get Starground done at the same time, you know? And it kind of sucks because I'm in like a complicated situation where it's like I wanted October next fest would make so much sense for Deadlift because it's a horror game. But also at the same time, it's like, will I be able to get things ready in time for that next fest? I know, Starground development is eternal, isn't it? I'm tired of Starground development. Taking too long. So yeah, we'll have to decide what we want to do. I can try and do both at the same time, but that is going to be quite difficult, I imagine. So I just don't know if that's really going to be a feasible thing. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Do you guys have more demand right now for Starground or more demand for Deadlift? Just out of curiosity. Do want to add some more synergies. I'll let you guys chew on these first few, though. See what you guys think of the system. Whale Shark. Whale Shark's actually a legendary guy. I decided to make him legendary. So he is worth a lot of money. How much does he sell for, actually, now that I think about it? He sells for 200 million. It's pretty insane. And his passive is 97,000. He is extremely heavy. That's why his passive and value is so high. You compound that on top of him being legendary and in the newest region. Yeah, extremely valuable fish. But, you know, it's balanced because it's hard to fit him into a tank. Like, if you're going to put him in a tank, it's a commitment, so. Good dog. Just here for co-work conversing? Yeah, that's fair. Just don't like how the leftover algae just disappears. I might do that later. I'm not super worried about it right now. I'd have to hook up like a tween to fade out the algae, but then also I have to check if I have to kill the tween if there is another event that causes algae to grow. So I'm going to do that later. But what do you want to add in Starground anyways? I got a couple things planned out. I think the biggest thing that Starground needs is just fixing things, honestly. Big white because my mom's kind of homeless. Eventually. I'll put it on my list. I'll see if I can get it done before release. Slap Player Saturn, love the pixel art. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's good practice. Then I can reuse my assets wherever I want. So. But yeah, for Starground, I want to do the new automation planet. And fill out like the dungeon crawling stuff a bit more. That's definitely kind of a weaker side of the game. I don't know. It's just hard. I did so many things that were wrong with Starground, you know? And it's so obvious in hindsight, you know? I'm definitely much better now about scope creeping like that. But that's the thing, is that it just takes practice. You kind of have to encounter those problems to improve and not make them anymore. You know what I mean? So I can't necessarily say I like regret the way I went about Starground development, but it does put me in a difficult situation now because Starground is such an enormous, massive game, and I have to somehow make it even more and more enormous before release. But you know, it's multiplayer. It's basically 2 games in one because you have automation and dungeon crawling. And so I'm stretched so thin with Starground, you know? It's just really hard to build things up when it's just me. Not to mention I'm also doing all of the art and the programming and all the sound design and the marketing and all of it. So I think it's just way too big of a project, you know? For multiplayer, like my first project, learning multiplayer, I should have done something much, much smaller and more contained, you know? It would have been a better experience. Something I could have actually finished and focus on the multiplayer stuff and like learn more about multiplayer instead of also trying to make a whole massive thing at the same time. It just would have been better that way. Project has all of the scope creep and none of the code. Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm definitely a lot better about scope creep now. I feel like with Lured In, I've never really scope creeped anything too bad. I can't really think of anything that feels like it's a massive scope creep, you know? I mean, I've been able to finish all of the features I've started working on. Obviously, there's always like things I can build up more. Like I want to add more lures. I want to add more fish synergies. But to be fair, I only added those features in like the past week, so it's not really I don't think that's really scope creep. It's just they haven't had time to bake fully, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll definitely be tackling that stuff before launch time, so yeah, I don't know. I just need to get Starground finished because it's such a sink on my time and energy, you know. I do get really tired of it. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, but I made a new channel on the Discord server. That's a honeypot. So, yeah. So when people, like when bots come in and automatically send a message, if you send a message in this channel, you're automatically banned. So don't send messages in this channel. But hopefully this stops most of the bots from joining and instantly spamming a bunch of garbage, because they're going to send the message in here first because it's at the top of our channels, and then they're going to get kicked instantly. And we don't have to have people like adding me and being like, oh, my bot alert. So we'll see if it works. Have I fixed the achievements yet? Are you talking about with Starground or with Lured In? I haven't gotten around to achievements quite yet in Lured In. Just because I've made a bunch of changes, and I think I might rework some of the achievements to be a little bit easier for me to add. But yeah, not yet. Haven't done that quite yet, but soon. That's gonna be like probably the next thing that we work on. Now that like content-wise everything is stable, at least I think. I haven't noticed any major issues with like the process of unlocking things, like the new expansions and stuff, so we're probably okay. But we'll see what happens. The chef. A freshwater snail. Yes, I will take that deal, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'll still do the killing grandpa one and stuff. But now that like we have the puppy in the game, I could see adding in one for petting the puppy. Like it'd just be really easy to add in stuff like that, like features that are already completely done. Because I'm not going to really be changing the puppies or anything. Also, by what date do you need the translation done? We launched July 17th, so it would be nice to have it ready before then. I'm probably going to get an update out like on the 15th or something. Just to kind of have a couple days to do some play testing and fix any last minute issues. But I feel like that should be fine. And don't worry about getting 100% of everything done. I mean, like, we're going to I'm going to work on stuff after the game is out. It's not like the 17th is Lured In is over forever. Like, we're still probably going to maybe work on a content update or two, right? And then continue updating the translations and all that kind of stuff. More research and ascension and upgrades, you know. But the nice thing is that I can just decide to just stop if I feel like it, right? If I don't want to work on the game anymore, the game's already in 1.0. So I can just be like, bye guys, right? Which is what's great. You can't do that with early access, and it frickin' sucks, so. Yeah, petting the puppies is great. Yeah, I think so. It'll be a fun little mechanic. Oh, my ball! My ball has flown away. Oh well. No more ball. Never again. Good puppy. Alright. So... what's next? I mean, I think we're at a pretty good spot. Any other like major issues anybody's ran into before, something like that? As far as I can tell, everything seems to be fine right now, in a stable state. The new algae cleaning stuff. I might go ahead and reset all of my data and just start at the beginning and kind of test things. So let's go do that. Goodbye, data. You served me well. Let's see. Shatter Fantasy Studio, thank you so much for the follow. How long does it take for you to make a new fishing area? You're gonna take like 1.5 weeks to mass produce them. It's not really, it doesn't really take me that long. I mean, if I'm like focusing on just new fishing regions, then it's nothing, you know? I can get that done in like 2 days. So now, of course, it's never just the fishing region though, right? Like I've got so many other things that I'm working on at the same time. But yeah, like it'll be pretty easy for me to do post release updates, I think. What's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Just working on Lured In. We're just kind of playing through now again from the very beginning. I just want to make sure there isn't like any major initial issues. Issues are kind of more okay if they're end game, because it's unlikely people are going to get that far in the game. But like, let's say you know, content creator comes along and plays through it for the first time. I don't want there to be like an immediate first 5-minute issue that stops them from playing at all, because that kind of freaking sucks. But will you take time to mass produce areas? I probably won't really ever just focus on areas like that. Because I don't know if that really makes for good content, just creating an area just for the sake of a new area. I mean, like, obviously it's nice to have a bunch of areas, but I want to make sure I'm building up the whole game at once. Whoa, I got a legendary fish. Let's go. That's pretty insane luck. So, like, for example, I want if I added a new zone, I'll probably sprinkle in some new research and upgrades and ascension and stuff like that, just to kind of like help with everything. Are you doing anything to prevent that weird pixel art scaling issue Godot has? I'm not aware of any weird pixel art scaling issues with Godot, as far as I know. There are some like settings and stuff in here that do help with pixel art scaling. You can go into display, and there's a lot of things in here. What I do for my pixel art is I don't keep the camera pixel perfect or whatever, so I'm able to render in all this pixel art at a much higher resolution, so I don't ever have to worry about like bad, weird scaling. It's just smooth, right? But if you really want to, what is swampy mode? Oh, that's an Android thing. But if you want to, they do have like a new setting, I think. I think there is a pixel perfect mode now in here. I thought, or you can change your scale mode to integer now, so you can prevent all like imperfect pixels from displaying on the screen. So that's totally a thing you can do. There's a lot of different settings you can mess with, but I just keep everything very flexible. You know, I can rescale the UI. I don't do any like forced UI resolutions and stuff, because that kind of sucks in my opinion. So let's see. Don't know if Max is still. Do I know if Max is still down for modeling for the mod? I don't know. I'll have to talk with him about that. I think both me and him thought you said some stuff one time in one of the streams. It implied, at least we thought it implied, that like you weren't gonna work on the mod, and so it's been a little confusing because we're like, oh, so I guess we are doing the mod now. So I don't know if Max even knows what's like. I don't know if he knows the mod is in development or not. As far as I know, he thinks that I'm pretty sure he thinks the mod is not being worked on right now. So I mean, I'll let him know. But yeah, it's just been a whole thing. I don't know. I'm out from the creative side of it. I'll draw you a couple sprites and stuff, but I just I don't know. For me, it's gotten a little. I don't understand what the mod is supposed to be still, so I don't think I'd be able to really contribute anything. But yeah. But yeah, I'll do the torch sprites and whatever sprites you need, just because it's easy for me. But I don't know what Max wants to do though. My guess is probably that he's not going to be helping, but I have no idea. I'll let you know though. I'll ask. Let's see. Danny McGee, welcome in. Played your game yesterday. It was great. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think the only bug or annoyance I had is when you catch a fish, it covers up the casting power bar. Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could take a look at fixing that maybe. I'll have to see how we could do that. Or if you're planning on streaming more today, you could draw a dog bed or dog bed decoration. I was thinking about giving him a little dog bed. The only thing is if we add a dog bed decoration, then it's going to be a strong implication that the dog is going to lay down on the dog bed. So if I do add that in, I want it to actually work. So I might change this text to say skip when he's still talking, because it's kind of confusing. I click OK, I'm like, that's going to dismiss his text. But it doesn't, so I think I'm going to add a skip key, just so it's a little more clear what Grandpa's yapping about. So let's go into Grandpa's menu. And then when he's actively talking, we have to change the text. So let's see here. How do I know when he's talking? I think it's like basically on this tween, right? How do we do this? Well, here, I'll just do it here. So we'll say, okay, text is equal to okay. Now, did I translate okay with a capital O? Or how did I do it? I did. Then here we'll do the same thing. So whenever I begin, or I have to say animate tween dot finished, sets that text back to okay. And then whenever we start talking, I'm going to set this text to skip. Hopefully that works. Let's see if it works. So yeah, now it says skip. I think that's just much better that way. It also does revert back to skip when I close the menu, which is a little weird. I guess I'm calling animate text again or something. Because when I click OK, it always calls animate text, even if it's set to like toggle off. So I want to say, I think when I call toggle off, it immediately sets it to be inactive. So I'll say if active, right? Then do this stuff. Or I'll still set the text, I think, but I don't want to start animating it. I think. Yeah, that seems right. Let's go ahead and reset the tutorial back to 0, just so I can test everything here. I don't want to break it all. I might not need to set text either until I set the tutorial stage. Because, yeah, only do it if it's active. mean, that seems fine. Let me... I need to make sure this works, because if the tutorial breaks, that's quite bad. I don't remember talking about not working on it, or if I implied it somehow. It was during stream you were saying some stuff. I don't know. It's fine. But I'll let Max know that development is still continuing, and let you know if he wants to work on stuff. Oh yeah, like a dog bowl? Yeah, it'd be pretty epic. Kinda random, but did you record yourself with the grandpa mumble sound effect? I did, yeah. It's just me mumbling. I just went... It's crazy, guys. I sound just like Grandpa. That's weird. Let's see. Oh, I also call set text anime text right at the beginning when I open the menu, so that makes sense. Because then this one should only do it if the menu is actively open and I click OK and it goes to the next one. Because otherwise, if it calls toggle off and it sets active to false, it closes the menu. So we should be good to go then. Just wanted to make sure. Restart everything, go back out. I'm going to restart the game too, just to make absolutely sure that our code is up to date. Because this is a critical thing right here. If the tutorial breaks, that's like massive negative reviews. Game over. So. Okay, Grandpa walks in. Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and reset my data really quick. Let's try this again. I do need to go ahead and get the update up because we're now at 3 hours in, so I don't really have any more time to mess around. That's fine. We're at a good spot. I mean, this is really minor stuff that I'm messing with right now. Like, it's nothing technically wrong with it saying okay. It's just like a very little... So if you let it go, then it changes to okay. Then if you go early, it says skip. So that's just, I think, makes more sense. All right, go to the pond. This button is flashing. Maybe I should click on it. Whoa, look at this big text screaming at me. Left click or space to cast and reel. Okay. I guess let's try that, shall we? And we wait. It's always really hard to balance the fishing times. I think it's at an okay value right now, especially with all the new, like, man, I'm getting a lot of legendary and rare fish. I didn't... Ooh. Hold on. I think, might have done something in here. No? I know at one point I changed the rarity rates here just so I could get more rare fish. But... it looks like it's normal. Did I do it inside of choose fish, maybe? No. Oh yeah, I guess I'm just getting lucky. I just want to make sure, you know, because I don't want to accidentally break our code. It should be way easier to get rare and legendary fish now, though. Rare fish now are less of a super rare thing. And they sort of more fulfill a uncommon role. Like, they're still, you know, rare. But you can actually, it feels like you can actually get them now, which is good. So, I still have my normal hook. I probably need to make it where the tackle box is deactivated until you have either bait or lures unlocked. So, we'll probably do that. Great work. Okay. Save up to buy a tank. Okay. Oh, I need more money to buy my tank. Let's sell this koi fish. Oh, wow. Move a fish from your inventory. Okay. Good work. Wow, I did it, Grandpa. Bye, Grandpa. Alright, so everything's working. Yeah, I need to make it so the tackle box is initially hidden. And I will add bait eventually. But for now, it should stay hidden. Snooze that ad. God. Why is that my name now? Yeah, Big Daddy gotta tune out, go to sleep, have a great night. Sounds good. Thank you for coming in. Have a good rest of your night. I think we're the cheese times. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably make it where the tackle box will be activated. Also do need to check some of the other languages. I need to update all the translations. I'm sorry, calling you Big Daddy is a joke. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, we got that new button in there. All right. Tackle box button. I already have the code set up for it because we already have it set up for the drop pot, so it's really easy to do this, but let's go do it. I'm just gonna copy all the code here, and it can be even more simple. New and inherited thing, tackle box button. Okay, a couple things in here. So we connect up these signals, I think. Okay, yeah, so mouse entered, exited. I'm just gonna say, I think I can just say hovered. Is hovered already a thing? Oh yeah, that's like a different thing. I'm gonna rename it to button hovered. All right, there's a whole bunch of things in here that I need to get rid of. So I don't care about it being pressed. Also, I really only care if it's locked at the very beginning. Do it in there. So there's a lot of things we have to change in here. I don't know why we're getting region data. Oh, I think I know why. I'm never going to change the text, just the icons, so I don't need to bother with any of this stuff. Where do I set the icon? Oh, right here, if locked. Okay. And then, let's see, disable is true. I don't care about control, whatever that is. Should be like literally all I need to do. I don't even care about updating language change because it's the same text. Cost is nothing. So locked is if li research lurs is less than or equal to 0. I don't need region data. I don't need pot status changed. I don't know why I have active. I don't think I need that anymore. Don't worry about that. If locked and button is hovered. Oh, I do have to do that in process though. Then I get the research data and requires research. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I don't need the update function at all. All this just to make it say skip. No, this is a different thing now. The skip button thing is already done. So that only took me a second. This is so that when you're inside of the fishing region, you have this tackle box button. Why is it saying pot hovered? Uh-oh. Oh, god dang it. Did I really do that? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, hold on. I have to move the scripts. I may be stupid. Okay, keep that on pot button, then tackle box button has all this code. God, I'm a fool. Alright. A little bit silly. Let's go make sure I didn't accidentally break something. So what's the pot button code? Yeah, there's no changes now. Good. Okay, let's go make sure this works. So I do not have the research, so it's going to show here tackle box locked. Requires research lures. So if I go ahead and get an upgrade, let's give myself a little bit of cash. Boom. I get the research building over here. And now I got the new tab. So yeah, if I get the lures research now, we should see it open up to us. Boom, tackle box. Now I can select my lures. Very cool. We're going to try and get bait done before launch. I think we'll have time. The next two things we're going to be tackling are probably achievements and bait. So we'll try and get those done. Then I can buy researchers. Buy more expansions. I do want to add like a sound effect to buying expansions. It'd be nice. Would be easy to add cleaning to the tutorial. It would be cutting it kind of close. We can try. Bait, achievements, last zone. And also maybe cleaning and tutorial. We can try and add it. The thing is that all these, like, the tutorial has these, like, phases, right? So I'd have to modify all of our phases and, like, shift them around. So it's not a huge deal. I can just check, like, just check for wherever I say tutorial stage or whatever. And these are where I reference tutorial stages. There's not that many references to it. So I can just move these around and check different stages, but it's possible. What I'll probably have to do is make it so I'll just have a check on the first tank. Like, if tank level 0, then make it free, you know? Ow. I might also have a thing that's like price overrides, maybe? I'll have to see. Does the upgrade panel even have the code set up to say free? I don't think so. Oh, it does. Okay. So where's calculated cost? All right. I'm going to add a new thing. So we'll have calculated cost. And I want to check if upgrade data dot has cost overrides, and then if dot get cost overrides at index upgrade level +1, I think. Then I want to say this is var new level. We'll just call it override level is equal to that. If override level, then say calculated cost is equal to override level. Otherwise, we'll just do normal calculated cost. This is the system so I can override costs. It'll help a lot with like demo stuff or just having a little bit more fine-tuned control. So now I should be able to make this work then. Cost overrides list. We'll call it that. Is equal to that dot get. And if the list existed, then do that. Now I can go back into the upgrades table and say new tank. And I want to add in a cost overrides for level 0. I want it to be 0. Right? So let's see if that works. Is that going to be specifically for the one we're already on? I guess that's how it would work. Maybe I'll switch even for buying all aquarium expansions. Yeah, I think I want to actually have Grandpa talk to you again after you buy like all the expansions, or you fill out the aquarium with all the expansions plus all the tanks. And I want him to just kind of like, that'd be kind of like the game end moment where he's like, wow, I never imagined my aquarium could look so nice. Thank you, kiddo, for, you know, whatever. And that would be like the technical ending of the game, you know what I mean? And I'm actually going to say get the current level. All right, so if we load this up and we have not bought a tank yet, I should get it for free. I'm probably going to change that in here. So during the tutorial, it's now free. So let's say set upgrade ally, upgrade new tank back to 0. Load back in. Now, didn't quite work. Let's figure out why. It's probably because the text it sets actually is not. Well, no, it does that there. Price. Calculated cost. Did it just not get it? Let's try. Okay, so it's getting it there. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Okay, so it is getting it there. And the current upgrade level is going to be 0. So it's not getting it there. What is our upgrade level then? Maybe upgrade level is... Oh, it is 0. Oh, but it evaluates to 0. So I have to say if it's not equal to null. That's the secret here. Because 0 is equal to 0, you know what I mean? There we go. Now it says free. Or like 0 evaluates to false, you know. All right, so the first tank is now free. Oh, and it didn't play a sound for some reason. Strange. That was a little weird. Hold on. Okay, I guess I just like don't have it set properly. Oh, right here. If calculated cost is greater than 0. Otherwise, we should do sparkle particles. All right, this should work now. New tank back to 0. Load back in. Buy it. Boom. Okay. So now there shouldn't be any confusion anymore. during the tutorial, like how, like, even if you accidentally sell all of your fish, it's okay because it's free now. So I think that'll help alleviate a little bit of problems. I probably will have to rephrase some of the things that Grandpa says. This one's fine. Yeah, go get fish. Sell some of your new fish. Like, I'm gonna have to change this key and make it so he, like, this one's fine. But if we make it so cleaning is now part of the tutorial, then we'll have to change it up. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Because you're not saving up to get a tank anymore. Yeah, because I guess it's implied that it's one of Grandpa's old tanks and he's giving it to you for free. I'll probably change the text to be like, I've got an old tank I'm not using anymore. You can have. Go grab it from the shop. You know. Let's see. I got an old tank with the color things. Right. That I'm not using anymore. Do I mention shop in here? I guess I don't. Hold on, let's copy this and undo everything. He just says now save up. Okay. He doesn't actually ever mention the shop. I might change it to do that now. So I've got an old tank that I'm not using anymore. Go grab it for free from the shop and start generating some passive income. So I'll have to do that here now. What color should the shop be? And the shop icon should be the same color as the inventory one. Or what do I call it? What is the icon called? Is it like icon money or something? Oh yeah. Copy path. Okay. And then we want to color it. We can go ahead and save and stay. And then we want this color, same as the inventory. I think that's like a green color, if I'm not mistaken. I hope people are actually like translating the word shop. I haven't really checked. Oh yeah, looks like they are. All right, we're good then. So now he's gonna say this instead. I've got an old tank that I'm not using anymore. Go grab it for free from the shop and start generating some passive income. I don't see any spelling mistakes. So I think we're good. Might go ahead and just force put this into the game really quick, make sure it looks good. Grandpa. Or it's inside the grandpa menu. So instead of saying key tutorial tank, I'm just going to change it to that for just a second. Reset tutorial to like 2. Alright, let's go. Let's say we're on tutorial 3. Let's also reload those. Okay. Got an old tank that I'm not using anymore. Go grab it for free from the shop. I don't like how that's on a new line. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. You know what? I realized I can use EM now instead of saying image equals 24 and stuff like that. Oh yeah, he still says things about putting fish into the tank, yeah. How do I want to do this? I'm just thinking. I need to make the text slightly smaller, I think. I wish I could, like, make it so those two things don't get wrapped, right? But it doesn't work like that. I've got an old tank. Or I could make the text longer. I can just say instead of I've, I can change that to I have. I don't know if that actually changed the length. I can just say I've got an old tank lying around that I'm not using anymore. Is that the right form of lying? Or do I have to say, like, lying or laying? I think it's laying. To lie. Is it lying around or laying around? Lay. Lay is like doing something to something. So if a tank is lying around, you're going to say lying. If it's not laying around because you would say like you're laying the tank. Let's see. I'm home now, so I'm going to head to sleep. Sounds good. Thank you, Woolbed, for coming in. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. Okay. So lying is correct. There's a lot of little grammar goobers that like to catch me on things. I have to be careful. I've got some really negativity from it for some reason before, where people are like, this game is ridiculous. I can't believe that you would miss a minor spelling error. It completely ruins everything. That's not even over exaggerating. Oh, I have to, like, probably reload the game. Got an old tank lying around I'm not using anymore. There we go. Go grab it for the shop. Alright. Okay, Grandpa. Honestly, while I'm here, I probably should just, make this text use the new EM stuff. I think I can do that. So what is it? It's image. And that's like height. EM1. Where'd I use EM? Oh, stop match case, probably. How do you do it? I thought it was like height EM. Let's just go look at the new update again. Where is it? News. Where's the news? Here. Can't believe you forgot an exclamation point on the 10th line of the 7th. Yes, that's what it's like. I'm not even joking. Which is kind of stupid. I don't really ever care that much about stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Height equals 1 EM. So I want to say image height equals 1.5 EM. Oh, is that the issue? I was saying EM1. Yeah, it's the number before EM. And then I want to do that same thing to the shop over here. Let's see if this works. It should make these icons 1.5 times taller than the text. It's a little bit large. But I want people to be able to see the icons, so it kind of works. I think it's fine for the most part. Because if I change the font size or something, then it's gonna... I want this stuff to scale with it. Because right now, anything, all the legacy strings where I said 24 instead of EM, if I change the font size, then it's over. I mean, 1 is pretty good. I might do slightly larger, so 1.25 EM. I think it's fine. And EM doesn't seem to affect line spacing as far as I can tell, unless it is. Doesn't feel like it is, so I think that's good. Now, do I want to put these icons right next to each other? I don't know. It's funny because it's a little broken now. I mean, the shop one almost looks like it should be. But I don't want it to look stupid. Let's see what it looks like right next to the text. I mean, the shop, it makes sense, but I think it... Oh, excuse me. I think it's because the money icon has a transparent border. Yeah. And a tank does not. So I'll leave the shop one right next to the text. What does it look like if I'm on a different font now? Because I need to make sure. Yeah, it looks a little janky there, though. So... I'm seeing some weird... scaling thing? It is. Oh yeah, people have wanted VSync also. I forgot about that, to be real. I guess I can add that in. I hate VSync, but some people don't, so whatever. We'll give people the VSync if they demand it. Oh, it is... Okay. So I think we're good now. Does it notify everybody that a translation has changed? You know, if I go into one of these or something. Does it show? Okay, yeah, it says needs rewriting. Good. And start generating some passive income. All right, cool. Good. So let's replace this now with the tutorial tank. And I'll probably add in more here, so we'll have tank. I would like to have one where, yeah, like you buy the tank and it starts off dirty, so he's like, wow, that thing's pretty dirty. You better go clean that thing. And then he's like, great work. Go ahead and put some fish in there. I don't think we have to change the next one. I might change this to say now move a fish, just because it's like a nice continuation of his phrasing. And it's not a tank, I'm just going to say, now move a fish from your inventory into your tank. Watch the cash flow in. I think this is better that way. Okay, then we need a new key. Key tutorial. Clean. I'm gonna say algae. Whoops. Looks like I forgot to clean it. Or something. What would Grandpa say? Go ahead and click on I might do the thing again with the image. Whoops, look like I forgot to clean it. Go ahead and click on the... Oh, I got a notification. How do I want to phrase this? Whoops, looks like I forgot to clean it. Go ahead and click on the tank. Don't want to do tank with the image again. I probably will. Okay, well, I gotta go get it. Let's go find it. Tank. Boom. Whoops, looks like I forgot to clean it. Go ahead and click on the tank and use your... I might go ahead and do another another icon thing. I know it's a lot of icons, but I think it really does help reading. It's like you don't have to really read the words, you just see like, oh, use sponge, you know? So let's see, paste that there. Go ahead and use your, oops, I gotta do that over here. Wipe it all off. To wipe it clean. Whoops, looks like I forgot to clean it. I'm just checking for any errors or anything. Go ahead and click on the tank. I mean, it should be obvious. Click. I think click is a universal thing, whether you're on controller or keyboard. You know, you're clicking a button on your controller. Click on the tank image, and use your sponge image to wipe it clean. I think that's pretty obvious. Let's give it a try and see what it looks like in here. I am definitely gonna have to change this whole tutorial sequence quite a bit just to make it work, but it'll be fine. So now I'm just gonna put it here. Save it. Now. So I go ahead and let's go back to normal. Text. Buy the new tank. I talk to him again. Oh. Oh, I have to reload. Looks like I forgot to clean it. Go ahead and click on the tank and use your sponge to wipe it clean. Yeah, I think that works. Should I make the sponge text yellow? Maybe. It would make more sense. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I like the yellow. So wipe it clean. So he's gonna say that, and then now I can just check whether the tank is clean, and it'll highlight the little sponge button up there. And then you clean it off. Talk to Grandpa again. And he's like, now go ahead and put a fish in there. And then the rest of the tutorial continues. Alright. I think that'll be a good little introduction to that mechanic. Just because sometimes it can take a long time before you encounter it again, so I think it's good to kind of introduce people to it a little bit at the beginning. So. Alright. So let's get rid of all this. Call this key tutorial algae. And then we do move the tank and goodbye. I think I'm also going to change his final goodbye. Great work, kiddo. That's all from me for now. Good luck. Well, I don't know if I necessarily need to... I think it's pretty obvious, like, that your goal as a player is to buy the expansions and tanks, you know what I mean? I don't think we have to make Grandpa explicitly tell you, like, your objective is to upgrade your aquarium. It's like, yeah, duh. Right? I mean, unless we should. What do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, it is good to know what your specific objective is, I guess. I could say, like, great work, I know you take good care of the place, and I don't know. I don't know how I would do it in a way that sounds natural. I mean, I could add like another little thing in the middle or something. Take good care of the place. I could say like, it's kind of weird for your grandpa to say, buy the expansions and, you know, buy all your tanks. Okay, take good care of the place. I could say like, I hope you can let's see, how would I phrase it? You can bring this place back to its former glory. It's kind of a weird phrase, though. I guess that's fine. I'm gonna take good care of the place. Hope you can bring this. Well, he already says the place, so it's like, Grower Kiddo, I know to take good care of the place. I hope you can bring it back to its former glory. I'll just add that in as just a little, like, hint of, like, I think it just reinforces in your head, like, that's my goal, is to restore the aquarium, right? So we'll add that in. And, like, it doesn't necessarily break our previous translation, so it's not, like, critical for you guys to update all your translations, you know? I've been trying to kind of do that with these translations, so... I do worry a little bit about adding a new tutorial key because, you know, there's probably a lot of people that came in and translated the whole game with the other tutorial stuff, and now they're not going to be here to work on that new key. So it is a little potentially problematic. Somebody's going to be hit with just a key in English. I don't know. Worst case scenario, I just fill it in with Google Translate. Just the one line. I hate to do it, but you know, it's a really important key. I don't want people immediately getting hit with a key in English. So we're gonna have to change a lot of the tutorial stuff in here. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So anything that was 4 and 5 now needs to be upped. So like tutorial stage 5. There's actually quite a few of these. So that's for moving the fish, which is now going to be phase 5 instead, right? Yeah, I'll have to go through all these and get this fixed up. I do have to end stream. I wanted to get the update actually pushed on stream, but I don't think we're going to have time right now. But I will do it tonight. I just gotta... I'll come do it once I'm done eating, so that's fine. This won't take me very long to fix. I just got to go through and change all the numbers around, and then we should be good to go, so we can go ahead and raid out now. Let's go raid somebody. I'm trying to remember. Who's Moonwood Games? Oh yeah, I think we raided in there one time. Yeah, it looks cool. We can go raid him. Okay, let's go. Yeah, thank you gamers for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. It's sinking. Yeah, we'll be live again on Wednesday, 3:30 MDT. We're going to be really focusing on finishing up Lured In for the 17th, because we don't have very long. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and start this raid here. Yeah, I think things are going good, though. Lots of polish and stuff. I think this version's going to be in a really solid spot for... like content creation and things like that. I don't think there's any major issues, but we're gonna have all you guys play test and make sure there's no problems. And I'll also be doing my own play testing and just play through the whole game again, check for any issues. But you know, I fixed so many in this update, I feel like we're gonna be in a pretty stable spot. So anyways, we're gonna go start the raid. Thank you everybody for coming in. Wishlist the game on Steam, Lured In. Feel free to join the Discord. And yeah, see you guys on Wednesday. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Bye-bye.